All right, Dan, today we're at Husband's Bosworth Airfield in Leicester, England.
Leicester, England, center of England. We've had an incredible UK trip so far, flown all sorts of things. But now in this episode, we're going to talk about pyros. We're going to blow up airplanes.
Blow up airplanes?
Okay, well, maybe not that.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, my favorite part of AirVenture was the night air show.
I think that's everybody's favorite.
You know, where they've got the planes with pyros. Well, this company, AeroSPARX's, that we've come across here in England, is the only one using a powered glider to do the pyros. And they light up the gliders with LEDs and all sorts of stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've actually seen the pictures. I've never seen them live, but I've seen the pictures and it's incredible.
So we're gonna talk to Rob Barsby, who does AeroSPARX's, and they travel all over the world. Actually, they have not been in the US yet.
Not yet, but we want to get them over there.
Absolutely, because I think they would blow away everybody else doing the night show.
No pun intended.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go check him out.
All right, let's go.
Rob, great to see you again.
And you. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Hello, Christy.
the gliding stuff we did earlier was awesome. Christy and I are still talking about that.
Brilliant.
Okay, but we want to talk now about your company, AeroSPARX's, and what you guys do.
Well, AeroSPARX's is very unique. We like to think we paint the sky with light. We're probably one of the only, well, we think we're sort of one of the only teams, if the only team in the world doing what we do. So think about this. We did loop-the-loop in the glider.
Yep.
You got an, well, you did loop-the-loop actually.
Yeah.
You got an idea of what it was like. So imagine doing that in formation, in the dark, while letting off pyrotechnics and doing aerobatics. And we're even now developing it into drone integration and firework integration, while there's about 2,000 LEDs going off on the aeroplane at the same time.
Wow, and the pyros, I mean, what is the danger level with, I mean, I've always heard that like aviation and fire doesn't really match real well.
I agree with you totally. So we get accused of being crazy quite often. But actually what you've got to think of it is two elements. There's the flying side, which again, with all the mitigations and safety you're aware of, and then there's the entertainment side, and that's where the pyrotechnics is. So we've had to learn to be experts in both camps so that we can choreograph our display with the safety of the aeroplanes, but with using the right pyrotechnics at the right time.
I want to know more about this airplane because it's actually a glider, right?
Yeah, it's a what they call a Grob 109B.
Okay.
So it's
Grob?
Grob.
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 See, I
So it's
think
like
Grob-
G Rob. You're Rob?
Yeah, exactly.
Grob,
G
yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, no problem. And this is what they call a motor glider. So it's like an aeroplane and a glider. So if you notice, it's got long wings, and it's got an engine. But the big difference between probably us and say an Extra or a Pitts or those type of airplanes you've seen before is we're all about energy management. The engine's not powerful enough to help us go up in any shape or form. So we have to start the show, and between us, we're managing the energy all the way down to sort of where we get to finale. Now, yes, when we do the finale, the engine's strong enough to keep us sort of
Off the ground.
Off the ground, yeah.
Right.
But it's all about energy management. My job's to lead the formation, guys is stay in formation. But what's quite interesting is he has to trust me not to fly anywhere we shouldn't. So if I'm doing a low pass, I could technically fly him into the ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I'm on top of him.
Okay.
So if I got too low, he's not watching the ground, he's watching me. I have to trust him not to hit me. If you then compound that and add in the pyrotechnics, so while we're doing a loop in formation and we're hitting pyro, and this is quite interesting actually, and I didn't really realise it till a few years ago, I have my instrument panel as low light as possible because I'm looking out into the dark to work out where we're going. But what is dangerous to do, or not dangerous, but not good to do, is look at the pyro while it's all shooting off the wings.
See, I was going to say he's going to need to wear the flying eye sunglasses while he's
At night.
yeah, while
exactly.
doing it to help protect him against that.
So I'm looking into the dark with my everything turned down as much as possible. Guy's underneath me getting all my pyrotechnics and whatever he's doing. So he actually has everything turned up as bright as he can so he can see everything. So again, think of that dynamic of trusting your friend. All he can see is a black hole and me. So that's where the trust comes in. So it's quite unique, and we think what we do is very unique. So to give you an example, It takes us 4.5 hours to 3 hours to load the aeroplanes up with pyrotechnics. It takes us about 6 minutes to let them all off.
Oh, wow.
All right, well, let's find out more about the Grob.
The Grob, yeah.
The Grob.
I want to see the airplane that you guys are actually going to be flying.
So the dynamic you've got on here, which you had on the air brake, on the glider, is air brakes.
Right.
So it's exactly the way to think of it is a glider if you want it to be. It's an aeroplane if you want it to be. So as long as we pick the right thing we want to do at the right time, then it's easy.
Okay.
And you can fly an aeroplane.
That I can do.
Exactly.
So when you change the course, it's like you're flying, attitude power trim basically. We'll lower the nose and gain speed to over 60. You've got to bring the throttle back a little bit or you'll overspeed.
Okay.
But then when you've got over 60, if you pull that handle quite sharp, but let go immediately, so you pull it until it stops and then let go. That's how you change it. And then what we'll do is we'll bring the engine back to 2-3 just before you do that, and then you'll find it will change over, and we can fly around and you can find some lifts to do what you like really. Because this is what you're feeling now, lift. You see how it's moving you around?
Oh yeah.
If you started turning now, you'd be in a circle. Alright, so if you want to bring the throttle back to 2-3, about there, so that's it. You need to move it quite a bit.
Back to 23?
Yeah, 23. So you're putting it in the right band basically. You let the aeroplane speed up if you like to sort of 60 knots, and then when you're happy, which you are, pull that handle out to as far as it'll go, let go, go on, pull it. Go on,
Pull it.
Don't be scared, you won't break it, go on. Well, I can do it for you if you want.
Oh God.
Let go.
Okay.
You just shout, it's just dropped from 2
Yeah, okay.
You've now changed the prop to course.
Okay.
You go above 60 now and power up, so go a bit faster, so lower the nose a bit, so the attitude will look a bit different again, and then put some throttle on, and watch the airspeed increase. And if you want, come round to the left if you like, just to sort of keep us out of the way of everybody. So watch your veer side, try not to climb, and you'll watch the speed start to go up.
Yeah, I'm definitely going faster.
So you're in like, it's like being in a car, you're in another gear, you've gone into top gear.
Okay.
So you're going down the motorway now. And that's why the engine, it prefers to be faster than 60 than it does below 60 now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely staying above 60.
Yeah.
Without even trying.
Yeah, well, go a bit faster. This will cruise quite happily at 80 knots. So the more you put the stick forward, the happier she'll sound.
Shall I add more power?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. But just get...
There's a guy right here above us.
Yeah, he's serving him. We'll go and join there. Look, we'll go and join him in a minute. So just don't be scared. It's like a glider. If you move the stick forward, you're just going down a hill.
Yeah.
So you see how the speed all of a sudden jumps up?
Yep.
If you need to trim it, don't forget to use that, so you've not got pressure on the stick. But what your biggest thing you'll notice is the attitude looks like you're going downhill a bit.
Right.
That's it. And it'll all settle down, and hopefully you'll stop climbing. So that's how we sit in this glider, or a motor glider. You cruise along quite happily at 80 odd knots, just go somewhere.
Yeah, this is great.
And at 245 you'd burn 15 litres an hour, or gallons, you'd burn, what's that, not a lot basically.
Yeah, probably not a lot.
It's not a lot. We'll turn the fuel pump off because we don't need that on anymore. And that's it really. You just go wherever you like.
Okay, Christy, how was flying with Rob here?
It was amazing, actually. He's a really great instructor, and the airplane is so much fun. Wait, is it an airplane or a glider?
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
Glider
okay.
plane.
Yeah, motor glider.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't tell him you could only understand half of what he said? Well, you know, you're not speaking American.
Well, no, you're not speaking English.
Oh!
He is absolutely right. All right, tell us about pyros.
Right, so we spoke about obviously AeroSPARX's and all the wonderful things we get up to. So these are sort of some selections of pyro. Just to give you an idea, the one that you've obviously you've seen and videos people have seen. This is what they call a waterfall.
Okay.
So this is our sort of mainstay pyro. So that would fit on either here, on the back end, or on the trailing edge of the wing. And actually, that's what leaves those lovely long trails of golden, sort of, you know, nice waterfalls. That's what they call waterfalls. And it looks like a fountain. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, remember I said about entertainment, we actually have got different types of pyro. So that's what they call a gerb, which does a similar thing to that, but not as dynamic as that. But that one you can use on stage.
Okay.
That one you wouldn't want to go below 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So actually, we can, load the aeroplane up with different pyro depending on what we're doing to be safe. Remember I said about pyro?
So you'd start up higher, you'd have
Yes.
this, and as you get lower,
Yeah,
you'd go
we'd change
transition
that
to that.
So the shots you might have seen of us doing something over a ground with some fireworks in the background, we probably use them because we're nearest the ground. You know, we've obviously got public around, things like that. But on the other hand, if we're over water and we're low, there's not an issue with that because the little fragments that fall are going to go into the water and they're not going to cause any problem. This one is 6 individual tubes.
Okay.
Each one of those is loaded with a little ball.
So it's a Gatling firework.
Yeah. So it's basically, it's similar to that, but it obviously fires lots of little sort of individual fireworks. So you know the red sort of stars you're seeing coming out the front of the aeroplane on some of the shots?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what that is. So we will have a number of those on the wingtip, along with those, all loaded in a certain way. And that's why I spoke to you about the computer earlier. We've got a computer that means, give you an example, we've got sort of 8 times 36 firing solutions that we can sort of mix and match to fire off what we want at the right time. So you've been flying now.
Yeah.
So after all that, you imagine doing that and having to press a button at the same time.
See?
And choreograph it with an air show.
That's impressive. Yeah.
So-
I don't think I'm ready to solo that yet.
Okay, so do we get to see one
Yes.
go off?
So what I'm going to do, and Christy can do this.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Christy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just have to get a battery. So what I'm going to do, that is what I told you, one of the igniters.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious that in there is the end you don't want to stand in front of.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah. Now remember what I did say. This is a stage firework. So actually,
Okay.
in theory, we can hold it on our hand.
Okay.
But we won't. What we'll do is we'll put it on the floor with some bricks or something. Just,
Thank you.
Just so you don't have to hold. And I'm just
Oh,
gonna-
she should hold it.
I don't want to lose a hand. I need both of them to fly.
well, that's the one. That's the one you don't want to hold.
Oh gosh.
So while Rob's getting the stuff, the battery, quick, we want to thank Flying Eyes. Dean Syracuse has been with us on this trip. They're incredible glasses. Make sure you get yours at flyingeyesoptics.com. Use Taking Off, all caps, one word, for 10% off.
10% off. Everybody likes money.
They do. And also Colton Mortgage, residential mortgages. Check them out, Colton Taking Off, and Marshall Protective Services.
All pilots.
All pilots, all pilot run. So we want to support our family. All right, so I think Rob's about to return.
I am back.
Let's light some fire.
Oh my gosh. Oh!
Now actually, these are cold. Look.
Oh.
Don't put your hand, keep your hand in there, but you can see as long as you, if you put it down there, it'll hurt. But that's why they're safer for the ground.
By the way, I love that I lit it on downwind.
Oh
So
yeah,
it
you were on the
came right
downwind
at me.
side. You were
But,
absolutely.
but I already knew that, Christy, so.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Yeah,
One of the things we get when we're flying is once you've let a pyro off, sorry, it's not going to blow up, don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you've left a pyro off, you're left with a cardboard tube. And this is quite a funny story from an aviation point of view. When we've finished the display, sometimes me and Guy can be flying and we check each other out after a display, and you'll see the cardboard. You feel, don't grab it too long, but you can feel that's quite warm.
yeah, it's warm.
Yeah, it's not going to burn yourself, but it's warm. Yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what happens is the cardboard, especially on some of the other fireworks, gets hot and actually ignites. So we have cardboard fires on the wingtip. So imagine, or on any bit of the airplane, not so much the trailing edge, but on the wingtip particularly. So you imagine you've got that on there catching fire.
Sure.
And there's obviously a metal plate here that hides it all the way from the aeroplane. So we obviously check each other, but one of the things we have learned over the years, we've gone in the air to each other. Oh, your left wing's on fire. And by the time we've landed, there's been four fire engines and God knows what on the runway because someone's heard that.
Right.
And everything's gone out. So we now have to brief the fire services
Oh,
that if
gotcha.
We might tell.
we
our
might
eat-
say we're on fire, but if we say Mayday, then obviously get everything out. But if we say fire, it's Guy and myself checking everything. But what we also do is when we land, both aeroplanes park out the way of anything important, and actually we triage the aeroplanes for no fires and any dud fireworks that haven't gone off, so that when we come back to the crowd line, we know that there's nothing gone off. So actually, the best thing we have found to put these out is a good bottle of water shoved down the end, because at the end of it, it's cardboard. That's now a roll of cardboard. That's all that is.
Well, Rob, you have been an amazing host. We've done multiple things out here. We did a glider episode with you. We spent some time. Dean stole my cameras and went up with you
Yes.
in the Robin.
Yeah.
And now we've had this and just been amazing. Thank
No,
you so much
thank you for
for
coming.
all that you've shown us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh man.
Yeah, great
What
to
a
see you.
fun couple of days
Yeah, brilliant.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
on Taking Off.